Did Dallas figure it out? I'm not gonna say they figured it out yet, but they will eventually. I said that when they first got together. Now we gotta remember this ain't Kyrie Irving's first time playing for a new team. He's been do this rodeo before, or not just playing with a new team. This is not his first time playing with a new superstar. We all know he was in Cleveland by himself. When he was in Cleveland by himself, he didn't have a superstar next to him. Soon LeBron showed up. They started off 1-3. And then the next 16 games, they went 12-4. So they figured it out eventually. All right. He goes to Boston. I will never forget they played Cavaliers first game of the season. Gordon Hayward got hurt. They lost. They lost the second game. They went 0-2, and then they went 16 games straight. And that team went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. And that Cavs team went to the finals. And then you go to KD and KD and when he first got there, when KD first got there and played, their first 7 games, they went 3-4. That team was a game 7, a toenail away from going to the finals for real. Basically, they would have beat Atlanta, and that's what Kyrie being hurt and James Harden also. So I think they will figure it out. Don't forget when Kyrie, the issue is like, they 2 superstars. All right, so it's going to take some bumps in the road. Like everybody's not a KD where you can just drop him anywhere and he gonna fit. Don't forget when Kyrie first showed up, Kyrie played 2 games without Luka. They won both of those games. One against the Kings. Oh my gosh! And both of those games, they had their season high in points in the first half. Both of those games. The first game broke their season high, and the second game against us, they eclipsed that again. So when Luka comes back, they go 0-3, but then close games, just down the stretch. They don't know they haven't built that chemistry yet. And then you saw yesterday they was able to build not 0-3. They actually beat the Spurs, and then they actually built a little cushion, and they was actually able to finish the game off while both of them shooting good. So I don't think they figured it out yet, but I think they will figure it out. This is the right step towards figuring things out.
So just to go back to that Gordon Hayward thing, I forgot about all about that, and I'm gonna tell you a quick little story, right? So at my former job, right, we were sitting around and we were all having a conversation one day, and we were just talking about Kyrie and LeBron and basically about who should have won the MVP in the finals and all of this, right? And then Kyrie left and went to Cleveland. I said, all right, so since Kyrie want to run the team so bad, this would got to happen. He got to take the Boston Celtics to the playoffs by himself. And everybody kept talking about Gordon Hayward this, Gordon Hayward that, and he gonna help him. I said, all right, so what if Gordon Hayward get hurt the first game of the season and he got to go out there and win? So and then I came to work the next day after that injury, and they was like, "You put that bad homage on him.
Man.
Why would you do that?" I said, "I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Ain't been the same since.
Haven't been, man. Especially coming from Utah, there must be something with Utah over there. There's something in that water." But
what Donovan Mitchell bouncing back, so
and he went to Cleveland. Look, I guess you got to play for Cleveland. That's what it is, right?
That's messed up. Hey, Cleveland, our Cleveland viewers, that was all time, all right. That wasn't me. So
they know they don't mistake by the lake. That's their nickname. Like the people from there call him that. But have they figured it out? I'm gonna say a little bit of yes and a little bit of no, because like J-Mo pointed out in the comments here, they shot a lot of threes. Like that's an ample amount, like to make any team look good. If you hitting from 3-point, you're gonna look great. Like look at the Warriors at times. And not saying they a bad team, but just look at the Warriors at times. When they hitting from threes, you just like, yo, this team is on and there ain't nothing you can do about it. But when they off, they off. However,
make a miss.
The Mavs are the flip side of what I was saying about the Clippers. Remember when we said the Clippers, it's a bad time for them to try to figure it out? The Mavs had some injuries in their way, but they can figure it out, unlike with the Clippers. The Clippers don't have the shooters to figure it out. Meanwhile, the Mavericks do. Also, I got a quote here, right? Someone said they already had one wizard. It was tough. They had one wizard with the basketball with Luka. Now they got 2. What you gonna do with that? I mean, even though they both may be ball dominant at times, but if you got 2 people out there that can generate a bucket for themselves and possibly the next 4 people on the court at any time, the double team is just crazy. Like you can't double team because you do Uncle Drew, he sauce you up, then he had the rim, and his finishing at the rim is crazy.
It is,
but they're still in the West. I'm sorry, the West just got too tough. It's going to be very entertaining. These playoffs, hey, shout out to the NBA. They know how to make the playoffs entertaining, and they know how to make you stay up past 12 on the East Coast because all these games is good. Like, none of them are boring. So Have they figured it out? Possibly. Will they be the best duo going into the playoffs? We do not know yet because I like Fox and Sabonis.
Okay.
I also like the Nuggets duo because Jamal Murray seems like he's rounding back into form coming off of those 2 injuries. So I like him and Jokic too. Then you can't leave out the Suns. They may be a trio, but I'm gonna call it a duo for now because D Book don't like to get double teamed.
Like the beam. Oh man, sad. But look, Cleveland viewers, Tomo is still, you see his jersey, he's still upset with that crab dribble. That's probably why he made that comment about Cleveland.
Or anybody from Cleveland don't tap my shoulder neither. I'm still worried. I'm still mad about that too.
But I know we talk a lot about Kyrie and Luka get it together. Tomo, the X factor to this experiment is not really Luka and Kyrie. Now, obviously, they're the players that got to get together. But the true X factor is Jason Kidd. Now, this is when I'm not saying he's not capable, or I'm not saying he's not doing a good job. I'm just saying he's going to be the reason, because when you're coaching 2 superstars that are kind of ball dominant, and Kyrie is not a ball dominant guy. He can actually play off the ball. But you get what I'm saying? Like, he's more of a scorer, and to score the ball, you got to have the ball in your hands, right? So when you're playing with 2 prolific scorers on the same team, coaching has to come into play. You got to be able to manage the egos, number one. You got to be able to put them in the right positions to make timely plays. You got to make sure, okay, at the end of the game, like the game before, he put the ball in Kyrie's hand versus Luka. Like little stuff like that, he's going to have to make great decisions and put them in great positions to do great things. So I think Jason Kidd is a true X factor for this whole experiment, because Luka has been very ball dominant. And that, not saying he's not coaching, but what Steve Kerr is doing is more of an imprint of what they got, like all the ball movement, all that stuff, or with Mike Brown, shout out to Sacramento. But what Kidd has done with the Mavericks, now defensively, you can see it, but offensively, it's a lot of decision making by Luka. And now he got a superstar next to him. J Kidd gonna have to make it work. So I'm curious to see how this stuff will work and how J Kidd will make this happen.
That's a good element that you throw into this gumbo pot. But I think he can make it work, because you got to think he was with proven vets. Like, remember, he was coaching Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Like, what more proven vets is there? Even though they have a chemistry and a friendship there, so that makes it a little bit more easier to coach. But with these two, you can literally sit them down, and Luka can be coached. Like, he's not one of them players that's like, I'm not listening to my coach, or he's deemed uncoachable. You get what I'm saying? So I think he could literally sit them two in a room and be like, hey, this is how we made it work, and this is how you can make it work.
Hey, I see why James was making these comments. They beat Philly. Okay, but he's not lying. But I see why he's like, y'all better point this out. We need to lose it. They had a crazy game. That's why they beat us.
Hey man, plus minuses was going crazy in Dallas.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.